Good evening to everybody. I've been otherwise occupied for a few days, and here I am back with a little video. I'm delighted to be back. I've missed you all. I've been in Belfast visiting my granddaughter, and then I've been busy as well, doing quite a lot of work indoors because it's been quite rainy this week. And it's a lovely evening. It's dry. It's not too cold, though I've got my coat on. And so I thought I'd just take you for a little ramble and remind myself to move slowly. So this is now very much now embedded into the autumn. You can hear the cows calling to each other. Last night Jack was barking for most of the night, and when I went to the front door and opened it and listened, I could hear the fox calling right down over there in the fairy wood, and this went on for much of the night. So it looks as though the foxes are calling to each other because they usually mate, I think, at this time of the year. Now, I've also been doing some work here in the garden, and you can see the hedge that was there has been taken right down, and that's to allow regeneration. Because initially with this hedge, it was cut about halfway up, and then it kind of sprouted from there. So in order to regenerate, and it's only a small hedge, I don't want to lay the hedge. You need to do that if you've got livestock. But I just thought I'd cut it right down and let the hawthorn regenerate back up from a very low level. Now the fox doesn't normally make hay, should we say. That's like a euphemism for but the fox doesn't normally go looking for a mate, I think, until about December. So it was quite unusual to hear all this calling and general shenanigans. It was quite unusual to hear that last night. I'm just going to show you all these beautiful colours that's happening. So all this is the lovely dogwood up there at the top. Little ornamental apples. Now there's been some amazing things happening here on the YouTube site, because I think it's 21,500 subscribers now, which is really incredible. Just amazing. Of course I'm delighted. It's wonderful to be able to have this level of support, which is now starting to happen. And not so much the support, because I've always felt very well supported by you anyway, but the level of interest, I find that really exciting, because it means that there are more and more people coming to re-establishing the relationship with Mother Earth. Going through this kind of a going through this sort of wave of understanding of what is important, and wanting to change something in their lives. Because I think, well, certainly from my perspective, the life of the average person, and of course each one of us is an average person in one way or another, has become rather empty. There's a vacuum there that that's quite sad. When I was up in Belfast, I mean, I love going up there. I love going up to Belfast. It's a beautiful city, lots and lots of trees and shrubs, and it really is gorgeous, and the people are wonderful. But I'm going ostensibly into a city, and the pace is very fast. There's so much to keep up with. There's the boy. There's so much to keep up with, and I think people have less and less time just to be on their own, you know, to think, to absorb, to walk in nature. And I see people in the cities as well, sort of running, you know, jogging, and they've got earphones in, and they seem to be kind of a little bit cut off from everything that's happening. Just hearing the water coming from the spring well. This is my spring well. You hardly see any movement on it, but the water is bubbling up. And there it's all running off, down the little stream. Can you hear that? I think this is where the fox was last night, or the foxes. Of course, what a lovely place to mate, I suppose. I mean, you've got little banks and water and trees, places to drink from. It's one of the little oak trees that I planted. I just planted that one. When did I plant it? I think it was just early on this year, so during the later part of the winter. And the hazel is all doing well. I come down and I walk amongst these trees, and I look to see how things are doing. There's a little sycamore. It's healthy. All the leaves falling now, and the moss coming out. That's the water from the spring well flowing down there. And I see little plants. Look, there's Cotoneaster growing from a little seed. It's beautifully peaceful down here and tranquil. And some of the fungi And this fuchsia, it's got massive. This is now the beginning of this year's leaf fall. Should be a lovely carpet of colour here in the next few weeks, in the coming weeks. Beautiful big trails of ivy. This is going to be just super for the Yuletide wreaths. Look at this. Just huge trails of it, big swathes of it. That's Jack running about. Mushrooms, fungi. I still find it very magical walking through here when I remember how it was just a rushy field. And I know I say this over and over, but it just seems as though this woodland has been here forever. That's the driveway just there. Jack loves going for walks through the woodland with me. He doesn't need a lot of encouragement. Blessings to you all. I'm going to come back in the morning with a nice long video and a chat. I'm feeling a little bit tired now. Driving for long distances always makes me feel a little bit tired. So I look forward to seeing you in the morning. Blessings to you all.